Well, welcome, 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 guys, to your yoga practice and to your space and your magical place. And, the studios we create in our homes. I've lived in this house now, we're going on 12 years. And a lot of you have been here and practiced in this yoga studio here. And I was just talking to my kids about how, this room has morphed many times, furniture, everything in, out. But the one constant has always been the yoga mats have been here. So, I love that. Like that is just, priority. So now you have created your own yoga studio for quite a few years now. We're on like 2 years. So you have your own studio in your house, and it's a nice entryway. It's there for you whenever you need it. All right, let's call ourselves home. So start by taking your comfortable seat. I'm just going to change the cross on my legs, go opposite cross. Let the hands rest with the palms up as we're in this time of the dark. And take a full inhale, lengthen tall. Lift your heart, and as you exhale, let your eyes close, your chin drop. You might even pull the chin back slightly. And you can feel your heart lift a little more, do that. And then with the palms facing up, let's take the thumb and just lightly touch the thumb pad and the index finger pad together. Let the other fingers curl in as they, listening to the flow of your breath. Noticing, if you've been rushing to get here, or whatever you were doing before, just feel that in your body. Maybe the breath is a little rushed or heart's beating a little fast. And then let's just ground ourselves by dropping your awareness down to the parts of you touching the earth. And for the next few moments, every exhale, feel yourself ground. You are held and supported. And even though as householders, real life takes its shape, we just remind ourselves that we are nature. And that we're taking this time to nurture our nature. Let's take one more breath as you are. Full breath in, full breath out. And on your next inhalation, release the mudra in your hands. Bring the palms together at your heart. And as you exhale, just feel this reverence, this grounding energy. Even maybe bring in that mantra for 1, 2 times. I am grounded. I am grounded. Beautiful. And inhale, lengthen tall, lift your chin. Exhale this breath. And we'll welcome ourselves home by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay, so we're gonna stay sitting. I'm sitting on a blanket. You sit on whatever you need. I'm changing the cross of my legs again, it's the habitual cross. And we're just gonna start with some seated cat-cow. So we'll take the hands to the knees and inhale. And as you exhale, just take the belly back, shoulders forward, drop your chin, even lean back. And you can even use your feet and push down and away. And on your next inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, let's take it forward and take the shoulders back, heart forward, lift your chin, look up. And moving through this, so the inhale takes you up and the exhale takes you through. And we'll just do this a few times. Just starting to move with your breath. Feel your belly drawing in as you come back, heart lifting as you come forward. Good. Okay, let's do one more through. And we'll end with the heart back in the cat version of this. And then shifting over to one side and just start to roll. And if you need to put your hands on the floor or wherever else, do that. And I'm just going to add the shoulders here. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. Beautiful, you guys. Beautiful, yes. Feel free to close your eyes and just feel. We've been starting class with spinning the chakra wheel in our hands. And here we're just spinning the chakra wheel in our bodies. Yes, okay. Go one more time in this direction, and then we'll switch. We'll just find your little dance, whatever's happening. Embrace it, feel it. Maybe your hands start to move a little bit as you bring in a little bit of rest. Yeah, that's it. Just doing whatever you're doing. I know this for myself, it becomes a little bit of side to side. So whatever it is, it's all good. Let's just do one more in this direction. Good. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to center. And once you're here, just firm up your seat. So hug in a little bit, lift up, take your arms out. And we're going to bring these arms up about here and take your Hitchhiker Mudra. So the thumbs are up, fingers are folded in. You can drop your shoulders, lift your heart. You can take the chin back like we did at the very beginning. And then find that energy from the shoulders holding, or shoulder blades holding the arms. Breathe. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to take my gaze and look at the tip of your nose. So maybe your eyes are crossed like you did when you were a kid. Take one more breath. Good. On your inhale, open your hands. Bring your arms up. And exhale, hands come all the way down through center. We'll take these hands to the floor and move into a little bit of a forward fold here. As you walk the hands forward, come to your place. And if you want to sway, know that that is always there. And just take 5 breaths here. However you want to do it, just relax into this, do that. Just feel your breath. Feel the breath gently massaging the back of your body, head dropping. And one more breath. Walk your hands in, come back upright, pause here in your seat, and we'll just change the cross of the legs. And we're just going to take seated twist. I'll keep the right hand down, take the left hand all the way over. Lift yourself tall as you inhale, and as you exhale, start to move into this twist, opening up the right shoulder. And then here, I'm going to do that same thing, just take the chin back, maybe the heart back. Turn your head as far as is comfortable. Drop your jaw. Move breath. Bring yourself to center. Let's go palms up, and let's touch the pad of the thumb to the pinky. And just be here in your center. Once you're here, change the cross of your legs, if that is okay. Let's take one nice big breath in, side out. Release the mudra in your hands. Take the left hand to the floor. Right hand goes across. Inhale, go tall. And exhale, turn. And find that place here, friend, where you feel like, oh, I'm really getting into my insides in a really nice, nourishing way. Turn your head as far as is comfortable. Open the left shoulder. And take one more breath. Nice big breath in. Side out. Inhale. And release, come back. Let's touch thumb and ring finger together. Be here. Good. Okay, I'm just going to take the hands to the floor, put the feet on the floor in this nice little position we do. We'll just windshield wiper. We're going to turn this into twist. Okay, and let the knees drop over to the left. And then they'll come down and you figure out what you need. Turn your left hand all the way out so the fingers are pointing away from you. You're going to sweep the right arm up and around. Lift yourself up, turn towards the left. Put the hands down on the floor and even walk them more to the right if there's space. Be in the twist, take your heart back. And then either stay here or lower onto your forearms. Good. Forearms, again, pushing the forearms into the floor and more to the left. I'm going to press the heart back as if I'm doing a little bit of cat pose here. Okay, I feel I have space now to go a little deeper. So maybe the arms walk more to the left, or you move your legs back a little bit. And then if you want to drop all the way onto your tummy and rest your forehead on your hands, you can do that. You're here for another 3 breaths. Make it work for yourself. Let the last exhale be that melting. And then walk yourself upright. And just bring everything back and come back to feet on the floor, hands behind you, a little windshield wiper again. And then we'll take the opposite side. Yes. So, and then we'll drop them over to the right and turn the right hand out. Sweep the left arm up as if you're reaching. The hands down to the floor and walk them a little bit more over to the right or to the left. Sorry. You know where you're going. Okay, take the heart back. Find some space here. You can move yourself into from the inside. And then dropping onto your forearms if that's there. Again, use the forearms to push down the leg. Press the heart back. And then if you want to look down for the last few breaths, maybe change which hand is on top. Drop your forehead. Breathe. As you enter your last breath here, that exhale be that sigh of relief. And then bring yourself back up. Just bring ourselves. Actually, let's take child's pose. And if you want to use your props to support yourself, do that. And just rest in child's pose. I have this blanket here, so I'm just going to put it to support the chest. Extend the arms out. Drop your forehead if that's comfortable. And if the shape that I'm in is too much for you, you just do less. And that is good practice. That's really hard for us in this society we live in of do more, keep going, and do less. Okay. And sometimes that little gift. Take one more breath. We'll come up to hands and knees, and let's just move through some cat-cows. It's so important. I'm going to tuck my toes under. And then just moving through, friends, whenever you're ready. Even though we already did some cat-cow. Just let yourself move. Yes. And do 2 more. Okay, so here's where I feel we're going next. You're just going to be on your hands and knees. I'm going to take the left, I'll bring your knees together, and then we'll extend the left leg out with the foot down, like we do. And then we'll just start to move that foot. Let your whole leg, hip move, and maybe even the torso. So you feel like you're looking at your foot when the toes are up, and the heels up, you're looking away. Let's do that a few times. Good. Okay, bring it to whatever center is. So the foot's flat. And I'm going to keep the left hand on the floor, reach the right arm up, inhale. And exhale, take it down and through without touching. Let's just do that 2 more times. Good. Last one. Good. And then we're just going to put both hands down. I know we're thinking we're going to go down. We're not going to do that. Okay, from here, I'm going to lift this leg up. So I'm going to firm the belly, push the hands down, find a little bit of cat, and then lift the leg up. Okay, let's bend it like you're taking a little pee, like your dog. And then open. I'm going to do that 3 times. Yes. Good. And then bring the knees together. Okay, I'm coming back to child's pose. I'm going to keep the knees together. Yogi's choice here. Whew, starting to warm up. Good. Breathe. Take one nice big breath in. And breathe it out. Bring yourself back up. Hands and knees, and we'll do the second side. So the knees come together, and then we'll extend the right leg out to the side. And we'll take a few moments to just rotate it. And let the torso move the way the leg dictates. Whatever works best for you. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll bring the foot flat. We'll find your balance, and we'll keep the right hand on the floor this time. Reach the left arm up. And take it under and through without touching. Just do that 3 times. Good. Bring your hands to the floor. Okay, find your space here. So belly in, maybe the tush back. Left toes tucked under, lift the right leg up, and then bend the knee, and then straighten. Just do that 3 times. Okay, bring the knees together. I'm going to sit on the toes. Yogi's choice here. You can go to child's pose or sit in whatever way feels okay. Lift your heart if you're sitting. You're going to take the thumbs and touch them to the middle finger. If you're here, even if you're in child's pose, you might be able to do that. Take 1 more breath. Okay, we're just going to come to forward fold. I'm keeping my socks on. Nothing fancy, just a little forward folding here. You know, walk the feet to a comfortable distance. Make sure they're parallel to each other. And then drop yourself in, friends. If you need to wag your tail or shake out your legs in a nice way, just find whatever you need here. Good. Okay, I find myself rocking front to back, so I'm going to do that. Lift the heels and then rock onto the heels with the toes if that is there for you and that's the place you want to go. Do that. Good. Okay, we'll bring ourselves into this forward fold for a few breaths. Let your torso hang, your head hang, feel supported by your legs, supported by your feet. Oh, well, now I feel we're going to do some knee bending from here. So hands on the floor, and they can be farther away or in close. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. And then we're just going to bend the knees like I'm sitting, or maybe I'll sit right on the heels and then straighten the legs. We'll just do that a few times. And the legs don't have to go perfectly straight. Good. Just warming up your knees. Good. Last one. You come back to your forward fold. Let's just hang. You can grab opposite elbows, and that's okay for you. Just let yourself hang here. Feel the breath. Whatever else is arising. We'll take the hands to the floor. Sit down in your legs. We'll come all the way down to sitting, just to set ourselves up. So I have 2 blankets here, guys. And so I'm going to start with one blanket, and we're going to just fold it into like a nice little square, and that's going to be for your torso. I'll just put that down. So you're going to sit behind it like we do with the bolster, and then your second blanket might be what you need for your head. See. Okay, so once I have the blanket, I'm just going to sit and lie down. So the tush is on the floor. Lie down over it. Hopefully it supports you right up to your shoulders. We all have different lengths of torso, so make it what you need. If you need to make your blanket longer, take the time. Okay, and then knees bent. You're gonna heel toe the feet almost as wide as a sticky mat. Drop the knees together. Put your arms wherever you like. Okay, we're just gonna settle ourselves here. Take another few breaths once you're in it. Just to rest, receive, the heart is open. Opening the low back a little bit. Now I'm going to take my hands and interlace them behind the head into what my teacher from Winnipeg calls Prairie Sky Asana. Lying on the grass, looking at the clouds. Just feel your breath. Full inhale, filling you up. And that full exhale, releasing something. Okay. One more breath. Side out. Okay, if your hands are behind your head, you're going to use your hands to lift the head up. Bring the elbows in and just kind of hold that chin to your chest. Let the head drop into your hands. And so like if your hands came apart, the head would just flop right onto the floor, blanket behind you. Take one more breath here. Okay, keep the head where it is. If you're good, you need to put it down, put it down. Separate your knees, walk the feet out, and we're going to stretch the legs out, if that's okay. We'll keep the head lifting. I might even lift it a little more. Take the belly in. One more breath. And then we'll release the head down. Stretch your arms over your head. Take a nice big stretch. Okay, bring the left knee into your chest. Hug it in. Just take a few moments here to just rock this knee in and out. Okay. Extend through your right leg unless the leg is bent. Okay, I'm just going to hug this left knee in as tight as it's going to go. And I'm going to try my best to keep it there. I'm going to take the hands away, see if I can keep it there. So take the hands away. Maybe the arms go over your head or they just kind of hover. See if you can bring that knee in tighter. One more breath. And then extend the leg as you exhale. Take a full breath in and out as you are. Bring the right knee in, opposite interlace the fingers and just hug it in and out a few times. Yeah. Extend through the left leg. And now hug this right knee in as tight as you can. Flex the foot. Recruit what you need to recruit. Just hip flexor, foot. Take the hands away. See what happens. Does the leg move away? Does it stay? Can you bring it in tighter? Without taking tension in your face. One more breath. And then release both legs out. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. I'm going to bring both knees into the chest. Take the hands up and over. And because we have this blanket, maybe you can lift your sit bones right up off the floor. And we'll just rock in and out. And so as you rock in and out, you know, this tailbone might drop over the blanket. It might be lifted. So add a little bit, you know, there's some abdominal work. So just engage your abdominals a little bit. Pull the knees in and out, flex your feet. One more breath, one more moment. Good. And then set your feet on the floor. Let's come back to that basic resting pose. So feet wide, knees together, and arms wherever you like, out to the side, or maybe behind the head in the opposite interlace in Prairie Sky Asana. Okay, one more breath. Good. And stay as you are, just separate the knees. Let's do a little windshield wiper, side to side. You could even go a little deeper as you push the outer foot down and away. So you actually feel your hips lifting. Good. All right, I'm gonna do one more on each side. And end on the right side, roll to the right, and then just press yourself up. Okay, nice. All right, guys, we're gonna add the bolster. So I have these two blankets. I'm gonna keep this one I had that I was lying on, and take the one for the head and just put it on top. So hopefully they're the same, they match. Okay, I'm gonna push them up a little bit, and then the bolster is gonna come just like that in front of it. Okay, if you have another blanket, I know some of you have another bolster too. So I just want to support the tops of the feet. So I'm going to take one more blanket and just give it a little roll. If you don't have another blanket, this is, not so essential, but it is really nice. Okay, so this blanket is going to go down towards the bottom. Then I'll set myself up so the tops of the thighs, hip bone is, like, here's my hip bone, it's at the top of the bolster. So mostly the thighs are on the bolster. Tops of the feet are on the blanket. And you're gonna lie down, ta-da, and then maybe rest the head. Okay, so hopefully the knees are on the floor. The tops of your feet are supported. Even if your toes are touching the floor, it's okay. And if you need another blanket or something else, you can put that here. If you have, if you have two bolsters, you could put that second bolster underneath your feet or underneath your chest. If you like, it would just go a long way. Okay, once you're settled, and you can widen your legs as wide as is comfortable. Notice if your heels are turning in. Do your best to have the heels, soles of the feet facing up. Okay, now we're just going to relax. Find your breath. And once you feel the flow of your breath, just tuning into the exhale and the melting. Just rest here as deep as you can. And feel like everything weighing you down is welcomed here, is to ground you. And you could even bring in that mantra we started with. I am grounding. I am grounded. Whichever one makes sense. Releasing and resting. Feel yourself very supported. Okay, I'm just going to add a little neck. So if you'd like to turn your head to one side, whichever side is fine. Just rest in there. Deep breath. If you have your head facing one side, just lovingly turning it now to face the opposite side, and resting in again, this grounding, healing shape. Noticing if you're feeling your heart beating. And bringing your point of awareness to your beating heart. And you can bring your head back to neutral, or if you want to turn it back to that first side, go ahead and do that. And if you turn your head, just turning it back. If you're resting on your forehead, just stay there. You might change the cross of your hands. And we enter into our final few moments here. And deeply release. I am grounded. Let your head turn now, and all of us will bring our heads back. So the third eye is supported. Tuck your chin. And just receive, let the thighs be so heavy. Start to receive the breath into the back. Notice where it is coming in there for you. Just following your breath. Before we completely leave this, you can keep your head on the floor, or maybe you bring the forearms to the floor to a modified sphinx. Keep your chest on the blanket. I'm going to bend the knees and start to roll the ankles around in whichever direction they're going in. Let that just be. Your jaw soft. Your forehead is resting on the floor. You have yourself lifting either way. Just reverse the circling of the ankles. Maybe smile. And then we'll come to this windshield wiper. And because we have this blanket under the thighs, we get a little bit of a thigh massage. So do what you need to do, meaning if you need to lift the knees up, that's better for you. Whatever it is, just be very present. Good. And I'm going to take a little egg beating action here as well, just to loosen the back. Also, I feel this nice massage in fronts of the thighs. Good. And then reverse your egg beater. That's a bit of brain jam. Good. Let's do one more breath. You're welcome to stretch the legs out again or bring the soles of the feet together like we do. I'm just going to drop the head down again. Just take a few moments to kind of rest in. To breathe into these spaces. Okay. And then we're going to press ourselves up and back, come back to child's pose. And if you feel you'd like a downward facing dog, then go ahead and do that. I'm going to keep all these props here. Keep the tops of the feet on the blanket, but you could always put that blanket between your hips and your heels and then rest on your bolster. And if you're someone whose hips and heels don't naturally come together, you might find just by having the bolster here, you get the hips a little closer. Breathe in. Feel that each breath is just nourishing you from the inside. There's so many ways you can work in yoga. It's a work in, not a workout. And right here, when we do this kind of a practice, and let the shape of the pose, shape of the body, we'll direct the breath. Deeply receive this moment. Deep authenticity. Breathing and healing yourself. Take one more moment here, friends. Okay, you're gonna bring yourself up to sitting. I'm just gonna bring my feet off the blanket, put the feet on the floor. I'm gonna sit in Vajrasana. So if that's not good for you, that's all fine. I'm gonna keep everything as it is. We're just gonna turn ourselves around. Okay. before we do that, let's turn the palms up. If you're sitting, and touch the thumb with the index finger. Take 3 breaths here. If we're just starting class, find the lift of your heart. Taking the chin in. One more breath. Release. Okay. Now we're going to come to sit just behind the bolster. Beautiful. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to just sit back. I might be a little close to the wall. We'll see if I have to switch out. So I might use this blanket to support the legs. Yeah, I'm a little close to the wall. I'm going to adjust. So what I want you to do is when you come in, you maybe feel your head supported, the back of the heart, shoulders supported, and you can maybe see my tush is not on the floor. It's just lifting off, right? So I can easily move it around, shake it, and all of that. And the knees, so maybe we start with the feet bent. So that way that, you have a little bit of movement here. So let's start with the feet bent. Put your arms wherever you like. You can sit on your bolster out to the side or put them behind your head. That's all fine. Just feel this little lift of your tush. And the feet are on the floor. I'm just going to release the tush to the floor. If it touches, okay. So we're just opening up the navel to the pubic bone here at the front of your belly. Let's just take a nice big breath in. Sigh it out. Okay, now I'm going to anchor the feet down. So I lift the tush a little bit off the floor, and we'll just start by just waving the knees side to side, let the hips move side to side. It might turn into a bigger windshield wiper for you. You feel like you want to walk your feet wider. A little bit of this. Let your hips move in a very lovely way. Okay, I'm going to start to circle these hips as if I'm doing a beautiful little hip dance. Use your feet. You're circling your hips. And if that circling doesn't really happen for you naturally, think lift one hip, lift the other hip. Drop one hip, drop the other hip. That's easier. Okay, I'm just reversing now. I'm going to circle my hips the opposite way. You don't have to go any faster than, your coordination will allow. Feel your breath. Oh yeah, that's it. Good. Okay. Just bring yourself back into the resting part. So maybe the tush is on the floor, maybe not. Okay. Now you can bring the tush down just by wiggling yourself forward, and then we're going to stretch the legs out. And I know I don't have a lot of room, so I'm just going to quickly adjust my props. So let's stretch the legs out. Arms wherever you like, over your head, out to the side. If it's no good, I have my legs are resting on that blanket, more my Achilles. If that's not good, you make it for yourself. One big breath in. Breathe out. Okay, so knees bent or straight, either one. I'm going to bring the right knee into the chest. So if that's too much for you, you don't even have to hold it. You could keep your hands on the floor and just pull it in. Whatever works here. One more breath. And then we're just going to switch legs. So knees bent, feet on the floor, or legs stretched out. Whichever one. Breath. No, I said one more, but it's not true. Maybe one more now. Good. Okay, stretch it out. Let's just rest here as you are for a few breaths. Wherever you want your arms to go, I just took mine out to the side. Okay, you don't have to have your legs stretched out. It's too much for your back. Keep them bent. Okay, nice big breath in. Sigh it out. We'll bend the knees, feet to the floor. And I'm going to lift the hips up and move this bolster down so it's supporting the sacrum. And then we have like mid-back is just nothing really behind it, if that works for you, okay? All right, and then just come back here. Now we feel maybe the tailbone is maybe lifting up or pointing straight ahead. And just melting this part of you that has no support. So really breathe in and out. Notice any tension in your jaw. Maybe you have to wiggle it around a little bit. Even open your mouth so wide and stick your tongue out. Move the tongue, the jaw, as a way of just releasing any of that tension. Let that go. And we'll come back to windshield wiper. Heel toe your feet, comfortable distance, and it's moving in whatever way makes sense here for you. So you're staying, hips stay on the bolster, hopefully. You might even feel your sides of your thighs supported by the bolster. Let's do a few more. And we'll come back into basic resting pose, so feet wide, knees together. It's going to take a few breaths here, do nothing. Just let the body be heavy. Feel that your shoulder blades are supported on your blanket. If that's not happening, wiggle yourself around. So the shoulders, the head is supported, the hips are supported, and the mid, back, mid belly is just free. Okay, separate your knees, heel toe your feet. You're going to bring the right knee into the chest, hug it in. You can extend the left leg. That's okay for you. Just take a few moments here. Probably feels a little better than the last one we did. Okay, if you want to hug that knee in, flex the foot, take the hands away. Maybe the arms go over your head for 2 breaths, but if that's not good, keep holding. Good. And then release, bring the left knee in, extend the right leg out, just hug that left knee in for a few moments. Maybe take the hands away if that works. Flex through your feet, use your abdominals, extend yourself. I am grounding. Good. I'm going to bring both knees into the chest. You can use your hands or no hands. Rock them in and out, whatever you like. Hands, no hands. I have my arms over my head here, just moving these knees in and out. Okay, and then you feel, is it comfortable for you to let the thighs drop into the chest? As I do that, I lift my head, just retuck the chin. Maybe you want to hug on your knees in, or just use your hands for a little bit of extra weight, or keep your arms over your head is fine. And we're just going to be here in this supported child's pose on your back. Bottom Uttasana. 3 more breaths. Whatever you want this to be, just be. Okay, set the feet on the floor. You're going to move the bolster back up to that first position we had, just to open the tummy. So I lift the hips, just move the bolster up. So you feel like your tailbone is dropping. And you can keep your feet on the floor if you want to stretch your legs out. Yogi's choice. We're just going to rest in. 5 breaths. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Feel the earth, the floor, the support. Last breath here. Okay, bend the knees, feet to the floor. Lift your hips. We're going to slide the bolster out, and it's maybe going to go to the right side. We're going to take twist. So you decide if you want to use your bolster, it's there. And if you don't, that's fine. I'm going to keep all this little support I have under the head. Okay, and then we'll just hug the knees in. Maybe you want to rock a little bit side to side. And then let the knees drop over to the right. So on the bolster, bolster between the knees, or no bolster. Arms open. We'll turn the head to the left, just gently. If it's too much for the opening of the left arm, because we do have this support, we can just fold it in. And maybe just rest your left hand on your left side waist if that works. Be here with your breath. Take one nice big breath in. Sigh it out. Bring yourself back to your center. You use the bolster. So just to take a moment to bring the bolster over to the other side. Readjust yourself so you feel even. And then you can bring the knees into your chest for a moment or two if you like. Just drop the knees right over to the left. Whichever one feels better. They're both right. And the head can turn to the right. Let's take a few moments to assume the shape that directs the breath. I am grounding. I am healing. I am receiving. I am releasing. And take one more full breath in. Sigh it out. And bring yourself back onto your back. Good. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to take legs up the wall. I didn't tell you to set up for a wall. So if you'd like to just set up for your Shavasana, that's totally fine. Okay, you can roll to your side or rock and roll yourself up and rock and roll. It's so good for us. Whatever you do, you come here. Yes. Okay, legs up the wall, guys. This is one of those poses so good to have in your wheelhouse, and know that we did do some forward folding. We stretch out the backs of the legs, but if you need more space, put your hips back, let the legs be at an angle, and if you're good to go right close to the wall, then go there. Okay, I'm going to take these blankets that I have here. I'm actually going to separate them, so make like a big long blanket here. So that one I had for my feet. I'm just going to fold it in half and just kind of put it over the connector. So hopefully maybe shoulders will rest there. We'll see what happens. Might be head. We'll see. Okay, if you want to belt your legs in, if you like that, and we'll bring that in, and also make sure you're warm, because we know there's nothing worse than starting to feel chilly when you're resting. And so I'm going to grab my strap. I said some of you I know have 2 bolsters, and if you're going to do legs up the wall with a bolster, if you put 2 there, you get this really big lift in your hips, and we've done all of that. So I just say that, and as I said, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just demo it. So you don't have to do this, and you could also use blankets if you like. It's just a little bit of a higher lift. Whichever one. Yes, you can belt in. Okay. Your eyes if you like. Just rest. Okay. The little blanket thing didn't come in at all, so just making little adjustments. Support your head, your shoulders, whatever you need. Take the time. If you get in, you're like, something's not right, come out, fix it up, and then come back. Take my own advice. Okay, so we're going to rest in legs up the wall if you're in it. Another 4 minutes or so. As quick as you can, drop in your breath. The weight of your legs be heavy. Even if you're in Shavasana, grounding. Feel all the weight you're carrying gently, supporting you. Feel it weighing you down gently on your tummy, maybe on the soles of your feet. Back of your head heavy, back of your heart heavy. Your belly is soft. And in your third eye, be heavy. Feel yourself releasing what you can. Feeling the lightness and the flow of your breath. If you wish to stay in legs up the wall, if that's where you are, then stay there for the next. We have about 5 more minutes together, so stay here as long as you like. If you'd like to move into Shavasana, and now's the time. It doesn't have to be. Just rest in your stillness and your quiet and your heaviness, in your own divine presence. Be in your sacred time out. Your sacred work in. And loving, supportive energy to you, to yourself, and for all the people we practice with, loving, supportive energy. Feel that loving, supportive energy flow out from our yoga space, everyone in here. Let it flow out to your loved ones. Anyone you might be feeling a little conflict with, send your loving, supportive energies their way. You can even let that flow out to places in the world that are hurting so deeply. At this moment, you can offer your resting, grounding, healing energies. Might even visualize the whole world wrapped up in your healing, supportive, loving, grounding energies. Even as a collective, we can do this. So we move into our final moment, minute or two, and if you still in legs up the wall and would like to take a few moments just lying flat, and go ahead and move now. Just feeling if you're ready to start to move, just start to invite that in a really gentle, loving way. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana for longer, do that. So take your time. As you bring yourself to rest on your side, I'm just going to be there for about 3 breaths. Deeply honoring everything you've done here in this practice. To offer yourself healing, loving, supported energies, grounding, all of these things that are so important and vital to our health, our overall health. Your health is your wealth. So once you get into your seated posture, just pausing for a few moments to feel all of that, everything I've named, your loving, supportive, healing, grounding, nurturing energies. You've taken this time to simply be. As you're ready, friends, we'll inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the hands together. We're just going to touch all the finger pads together. You can let the palms be separate, the heels of the hands be separate. We'll just descend this down, and it might go in front of your solar plexus. It might rest in front of where the ribs join, just above the navel. Just pause there. Feel all the pads of the fingers touching. And take one more breath. Side out. And inhale and lengthen. You could keep your hands where they are. You could bring them together if you like. And we'll seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra. And inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. May we be happy. We'll seal that together in one Om. Inhale. Om. Take a full breath in. Breathe it into your hands. Get your sacred breath. Bow your chin. Om Shanti. Om Peace. Om Namaste. Lift your chin. Open your eyes, and we'll offer this to yourself. We'll offer it out and out and out and out and out. Everybody needs it. Out. And then you can bring it back in. Yes, guys. Yes, all of that good stuff. So I greatly honor and appreciate your presence and your practice. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And this practice heal you throughout your day. Stay, guys. So much love. So much love. See you later. Have fun.